Om Shanti and good evening. Good evening. When we meet each other, we greet each other. And the purpose of greeting each other is an exchange of energy. It's not just an exchange of words, it's an exchange of energy. A vibration radiated to the other one, and a vibration received from the other one. So every time we greet each other, it's also a way of creating a pure thought, radiating it to them, receiving one from them, and absorbing it within us. And all this will happen in just a few seconds. So every time we say to each other, good morning, and the other person responds saying good morning, we've just created a beautiful thought. A thought which says, I pray that this morning is beautiful for you. And the other person also responds from there and says, I wish the same for you too. And so within 2 seconds, two souls have exchanged very high vibration energy. But this will happen only when the greeting is done from here and not just mechanically spoken in words. Otherwise, I could be thinking something else and just saying good morning. Anyone knows how to do that? Think of something else and just say good morning? Yes? And the other person is so busy that they don't even say good morning, they just say morning. Which is a way to say that I do not even have 2 seconds to create a nice thought for you or for myself. Because I believe I'm very busy. And we're so busy doing things outside that we forgot to take care of the one who is doing everything outside. What is it that's doing everything outside? It's the mind. Yes? Everything we do. Everything we do. Who is doing it? Everything we do. Who's doing it? You chose to come here. Who is the one who chose? Who created the thought of coming here? Who is the one who chose? Who chose? The mind chose. You registered your name. Who is the one who did it? The mind did it. In spite of registering, some chose not to come here today. Who chose? Again, the mind chose not to come. Today, you again chose to come here. Who did it? The mind. You chose what to wear. You chose how to come. You drove the car. Who is doing all this? The mind. It's the mind who is doing everything throughout the day. And do we take care of that mind? Do we take care of that mind? Yes? Do we take care of that mind? Like the mind is doing everything through this body. Do we take care of the body? Yes. We give it rest. We give it good nutrition. We exercise. We cleanse it daily. So much is done for this body. We cooking 3 times a day only for taking care of this body. So the mind is doing everything through this body. We do so much to take care of the body. But that mind who is doing everything, do we take care of that mind? Do we give it good nutrition? Do we give it good rest? Do we cleanse it? If we don't, if we don't, just visualize for a few months, don't give this body good food. Don't sleep well. Don't exercise. And don't clean it daily. What will happen to the body? Anybody? What will happen to the body? Don't give it good food. Don't exercise. Don't sleep well. And don't clean it daily. What will happen to the body? Sometimes we get to see people who have not taken care of their body. And when you look at them, how do they appear? All lost, all confused, don't know where they are doing, what they are doing. Now, what about someone who's not taking care of the mind? Not giving it good food, not giving it good rest, not exercising it, and definitely not cleaning it daily. What will happen to that mind? That mind starts getting tired. There is fatigue. There are aches and pains. There is low immunity system. Strength starts depleting. Simple things seem complicated. Today, if we look at our life, simple things are complicated. Just close your eyes for 10 seconds and let's take a moment of silence. And just look at the journey of our life. 40 years back, 20 years back, 5 years back, and today. There's so much that has changed in the world outside. A lot has changed in the world outside in the last 50 years. And a lot has changed in the world inside me in the last 50 years. The world outside has become comfortable in the last 50 years. Most of the things we are using today is a creation of the last 50 years. Everything has become so simple. Traveling, cooking, connecting, communicating, working, healing, everything has become simple. Now let me shift from the world outside and come to the world inside me. The world of my thoughts, my feelings, the feelings which create my health, the feelings which create my relationships, the feelings which create my world. Is there anything? Check only for yourself. Is there anything which used to be simple but seems to be complicated today? Which used to be easy appears difficult today? being happy always, being at ease always, harmony in relationships, adjusting with each other's sanskars, parenting children, physical health. I am more comfortable today than I was 20 years back. Am I happier today than I was 20 years back? Am I powerful today to what I was 20 years back? Can I live in bigger families than what I used to live 20 years back? Can I remain stable, peaceful in every situation more than I could 20 years back? Over this journey of 20 years, the strength of my mind, the strength of my mind, have I become stronger? Am I the same? Or has it reduced a little on this journey of 20 years? My dependency on people, on objects, has it increased in the last 20 years? Om Shanti. Whether it is an organization, whether it is our house, whether it is our children, we always keep checking, is everything going fine? Is everything okay? Does anything need to be changed? But when it comes to our own inner world, our mind, the world of thoughts, feelings, and emotions, we don't pause to check. We don't pause to check, am I getting stronger than before? Am I getting stronger than before? Am I what I used to be? Or is my strength depleting on this journey? How many of you can remain stable even if a situation or a person outside is not the way you wanted them to be? Can we be stable? How many of you can be healthy physically if the weather is not the way you wanted it to be? How many of you fall ill very easily if the weather changes? And how many of you don't fall ill easily if the weather changes? Don't look at other people's hands. Just ask yourself, on an average, in a year, if the weather changes, if my food changes, if my water changes, if the air changes, do I remain healthy or do I fall ill? Yes or no? Answer for yourself. How many of us remain healthy? Good. Simple. इतनी देर इसीलिए लग जाती है क्योंकि बाकियों के हाथ देख रहे थे. It's only about me. It's not about what others are saying and what others are doing. So if I'm able to remain healthy, even if things outside change, it means my immunity system is strong. It means my body is healthy. Now, if situations outside me change, is my mind healthy? That also should not get affected. That should also remain stable. The scene of life will come, the scene of life will go away. Some scenes will go away in a few minutes, some scenes will go away in a few hours, some will go away in a few days, some in a few years, we don't know. But the scene will come and the scene will go away. But what happens to my mind between the scene coming and the scene going away? So, how many of us can remain stable even if the situation outside is just not my way? And which means we can be peaceful, powerful, and most important, happy always. Always. Nothing and no one has the power to touch my state of mind inside. It's good to take care of others. It's good to take care of others. But taking care of others without taking care of ourselves will never create the right result. Why is it said every time we are mid-air, if the plane shakes, put the oxygen mask first on? First on? How selfish can that be? How selfish can that be? And especially if your child is sitting next to you. And they will explain it in reference to your child. So if there is a turbulence, put the mask first on yourself before you put the mask on your child. How selfish is that? And have you ever thought that one day if the plane really shakes and if that oxygen mask falls down and if your child is sitting next to you, will you be able to do it? Deep ingrained sanskar, first I have to take care of others. And if we do it that day, what will happen? What will happen? We are being unfair to them and unfair to ourselves. It's a simple principle of care. It's a simple principle of care. We can do things for others, but if we want to care for them, then we have to care with the vibration of purity, peace, and power. And that can only be done if we care for ourselves before we take care of them. We do a lot for our family, for our children. Many of us left our country and came here for that. Yes? Even today, if you sit back and ask yourself, why did I leave everything and come here? What does the mind say? What was the answer? What was the need to leave the country, leave your family, leave your parents, and come here? So you will say, for a good future for myself and for my family. Everything is being done for them. And yet, sometimes, in spite of we having done everything, they are not happy. Does that happen? Can that happen? Yes. And sometimes I'm going to sit back and I'm going to ask myself, was it really worth it, everything I did? Because they don't seem to still be happy and satisfied. What more should I do? What more should I do to make my family happy? Because purpose of our life is to make our family, make our children happy. और क्या करूँ उनको खुश करने के लिए? We were doing everything. Everything was perfect what we were doing outside. But when we are doing something for people, along with the doing, our vibration of who we are also radiates to them. If you cook for someone, but you cook with irritation, anyone here knows how to cook with irritation? Good. Cook with irritation means tired, fatigued, don't feel like doing it, but doing it. करना पड़ रहा है इसलिए कर रहे हैं. Doing it because I have to do it. So what will happen? I will cook for the family, but I'm cooking with irritation vibrations. So two things are going to them. One is the food and one is the vibration of irritation. Now I believe that because I have cooked for them, they should be happy. I believe that I was tired and yet I cooked for them, they should be happy. They eat the meal but they are not happy. And then I'm going to ask myself, I did so much for you and you're still not happy. Because I thought the meal will give them happiness. And whether it is one meal or whether it is 50 years of my life. It's two energies. One, what I'm doing, and second, how I'm feeling while I'm doing. So when I cook a meal but I'm irritated, I'm giving them two things, the meal and the vibration of irritation. The meal will fill their tummy. The irritation will reach them and disturb their mind. We thought खाना खा लेंगे खुश हो जाएंगे. खाने से सिर्फ पेट भर सकता है. So the doing will only take care of the physical part of the family. I can give them a comfortable house. I can give them a best education. I can give them a good meal. I can give them best technology. Will only take care of things outside. But I want them to be happy. For that, there is only one way. I will have to be happy always. I will need to be happy always. And so that my every vibration which radiates in my family is of peace, ease, and happiness.